Evet, tekrar herkese merhaba. Yani aslında şu zamana kadar zaten bu video ile ilgili gerekli bilgileri verdim. Şimdi Frank'le başlayacağız. Ne olup ne bittiğiyle hakkında konuşacağız. Kendisine İngilizce soruları yöneteceğim. Altta bir altyazı çekip buradaki durumlardan bahsetmiş olacağız. First of all, thank you so much, Frank. Thanks for accepting this conversation. I'm so happy to be with you here and what's happening here. What is this place? Why it is like this? So, first question, how is your story begin?
My story, I started selling drugs. That's how my story started. I started selling drugs, and my mother was killed. I had to identify her body in the coroner's office, and I couldn't go to sleep. So I took some pills to go to sleep. The pills, then I started taking heroin. And once I started taking heroin, that was it. I became addicted to heroin. I was snorting at first, then I started shooting. Lost everything.
So it started like this. Then you've been around here, Kensington, or
Yes.
another neighborhood?
Right here. I used to use drugs here. I used to sell drugs here. And then I decided I want to help. When I got clean, I decided I want to help and do things to help other people. To let them know that we can get well. And I started coming and doing free haircuts and giving food and giving clothing and showers to the people just to let them know that somebody cares about them.
Wow. I will do something benefit for them.
Yes.
They can, it's hope, right?
Exactly.
And morals over money.
Yes.
So I have to tell this. He has a YouTube channel. He is showing faces of Kensington on his YouTube channel. He make interviews with people.
Yep.
So right now people think it's just let's say disgusting here.
Yes.
And just they don't care at all.
Yeah.
But what you were thinking and what are you thinking right now?
I think it's sad. When I come down here and I see people, I see a lot of suffering. I don't see people that, are trash, people that are junkies. I see people that are suffering, people that are in pain. Almost everybody that I interview, they have some type of pain in their life, and they start using drugs to take away that pain, and then they get addicted, and now it's the drugs making the decisions. It's not them anymore.
Not just for fun, not just for enjoying.
To kill the pain. Self-medicating is called.
First they feel pain, then they started doing this.
Yep.
Terrible. Okay. You started to making videos. Which time and why you prefer to do that?
Somebody that I brought with me one time, they told me, Frank, you need to document this. You need to show the world what you're doing. And that's when I started making videos, and I made them, and then I didn't put them out for a while, and then I started putting them out, and we started getting a good response. People were saying that they seen their son in the video, they seen their mother in the video, they haven't seen them for 4 years. So that started letting me know, okay, I'm doing something right, keep on doing it, and it helps me also. They think that I'm coming here to help them, they're helping me also, to remind me where I could be at if I make the wrong decisions.
Wow, that was amazing. So you started making videos. Firstly, when you recording them, how they face with it? Did they try to? Oh, what's going on? Did they try to fight with you?
No.
From the beginning, or
No.
how was their actions?
No,
From the beginning.
They knew me because I didn't start recording until I was already 2 or 3 years coming here. So they already knew me, knew that I was trying to help them, that I wasn't going to try to exploit them at all, try to take advantage of them. They knew that already. So once they knew that, then I asked some people, would you like to do an interview? Would you like to tell your story? Sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no,
What about the government? What the government, United States, what they say about it?
Nothing. There's cops in the park probably right now. The cops don't care about what goes on here. They don't care about these people. They look at them as if they're trash. If they cared about them, they would try to do something. You're not going to see this in a rich place or a nice place. You're not going to see this. You're going to see this here because they don't care about these people.
As I know, just 5 or 10 minutes away from here, there is a luxury. There is a rich place,
Absolutely.
rich houses.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but so how long? How many years it's like this?
2 years ago at the park it started. Before that, there was other places. So maybe they'll kick them out of here and tell them they got to leave, and then they'll go down the block. But there's always going to be this because there's drugs here. They give drugs for free here. Sometimes drugs are very cheap here, sometimes free.
So when they come here, firstly, as you said, they start with pain,
Yes.
then it's coming addiction.
Yes.
But first of all, if they don't have any opportunity, they give it free.
Yes.
then they start using it all, and
Yep.
and
Yep.
here just like they are like hypnotized.
Yeah.
And here waiting. And
It's
doing
almost like
nothing.
zombies. When you with opiates and heroin and fentanyl and dope, if you use it 3 days in a row, your body becomes addicted. You need it. So a lot of these people, they're not getting high. They're just feeling normal, feeling like me and you every day. They use just to be able to walk around. That's all. They're not getting high. They're not feeling high. They're just using to walk around, be normal.
Could you tell us one good story and one bad story you lived here?
One good story is there was a woman, she was down here, she was doing very bad. She ended up getting clean. I was able to interview her. When she got clean, she moved next to where I live, and she was doing good for herself. She got a job, she got an apartment, and she changed her life because she's seen the video. She's seen the video,
Wow.
seen it, and said, I want to change my life. You know,
That one was amazing.
yeah, so that was good. Maybe if she never see herself, she don't change her life.
Exactly. Yeah.
Another
It
side
was
story.
a part of it, you know.
Yeah, it was a blessing, you know. Another side story, 3 months ago, 3 blocks over there, they found a woman in a suitcase. In the suitcase, killed.
In the
In the
suitcase.
suitcase. 3 blocks that way. They found a woman stuffed in a suitcase. Young woman, 22 years old.
22.
22 years old.
You think they deserve better life here, right?
Absolutely.
Whoever lives here.
Everybody.
Yeah.
They're human just like us. They just
Exactly.
have problems, you know.
Exactly.
Some people smoke cigarettes, some people gamble, some people watch pornography. We're all the same. We just sin differently. They're just sinning differently. That's all it is. They deserve the same thing we do.
Exactly.
You know, the same thing, you know, but they have to work for it. You can't give nobody nothing for free. You know, so if they work for it, if they want to get clean, they want to get a job, we should be able to help them do that. There's not enough services here to help people. It's hard to get into program.
Exactly. So there is some programs they can like. One guy came here.
Mm-hmm.
He started doing drugs, but he want to like solve the problem. He
Yep.
want to like fed up with it, give up. But how it's starting, you know, like the program.
Yeah.
How long it takes generally, or up to people.
Yeah, you start by going to a detox. Detox is usually 30 days. You go there, that's just getting the drugs out of your system, you know. So you can, then after that, you got to go to a program too, you know. So it's different for everybody, but usually the first step is detox. It's 30 days, just to get the drugs out of your system.
Then they can start maybe one program.
Yes.
It's our first part to making this video.
Yes.
And we will continue with like another situations,
Yes.
another stories,
Yep.
and maybe we both together making this story like more explain and you know the stuff. But whoever watched this video, like what do you want to say for them?
I just want them to know that people that are down here suffering, nobody wants to be down here. Nobody, when they're a little kid and they go to school and the teacher says, what you want to be when you grow up? Nobody says, I want to come down here and be a drug addict, be sleeping on the floor and be using drugs and addicted to drugs. Nobody says that. I want people to look at them different, look at them just like humans, because this could be you, it could be me, it could be your children tomorrow if we don't make the right decisions. So I bring my children here to help so they can see this and to know that they deserve respect too. They're people just like us. Just because they're in a different stage in their life, they still deserve respect and to be loved. They're still good people. Just because people are down here getting high and homeless doesn't mean that they're bad people. They're good people.
Sure.
I just think they deserve to be treated with love and respect. Everybody does. You know?
That's because some of the decisions and some of the wrong decisions,
Yeah.
they come here and they try to solve some problems, but it gets more
More
problems.
problems. Yeah, exactly.
So for now, I wanted to thank you so much. If you want additional information, please tell us.
Okay.
And morals over money. And if you want to subscribe, I will put down the link. And yeah, if you want to say something more, we're free to finish first part.
Yes. I thank you guys for just listening. And remember that this could be you, it could be your children at any time. I just thank you guys, and remember, be patient with everybody. Show love. There's too much hate in the world. Just be patient, show love. And I thank you guys, and thank you for watching the Brothers channel.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Evet, Frank'le konuştuk. Frank'le buradaki durumlardan bahsettik. Kendisi sağ olsun kırmadı davetim ve buradaki meselelerle ilgili bahsettik ki buraya hani kendisi de burada başladı aslında. Kendisinin hikayesi de burada başladı. Buradaki durumları en iyi bilenlerden o kendisi. Biz ilk videomuzu yaptık ama bu son olmayacak. Biz sürekli burada kendisi pazar günleri gelip buraya yardımı yapıyor. Kendi kamyonetiyle kendisi burada yardımlar yapıyor. İnsanlara bir umut oluyor. Yani yaşadığı şey, çünkü insanların şu anda yaşadığı şey onun zaten bildiği, önceden yaşamış olduğu hikayeler. Videonun altyazısını oluşturacağım inşallah. Burada altyazılı, hani Türkçe, İngilizce görebileceksiniz. Burası Kensington. Buradan durumları aktarmaya çalıştım. Yine aktarmaya çalışacağım. Videoyu beğendiyseniz beğen tuşuna basıp yorum yapmayı lütfen unutmayın. Yani yorumlarınız özellikle çok önemli. Bu video hakkındaki görüşleriniz çok önemli. Bana da bildirin ne düşünüyorsanız. Siz ne düşünüyorsunuz bu ortamla ilgili? Hani biz zaten aktardık. Yani maalesef durum böyle burada. Daha iyi videolar, daha kapsamlı, daha röportajlı videolar çekeceğiz. Şu an çok da vakti yoktu. Frank'in gitmek zorunda kaldı. Şimdi de biz yavaştan buradan uzaklaşacağız. Çünkü bu saatlerde tekin saatler değil özellikle. Ben Frank giderken bizim de gitmemizi istiyorum. Çünkü burada durmak gerçekten bu saatlerde iyi değil. Hele de biz şu anda çekim yapıyoruz. Kendisi de bahsetti videoda. Dedi ki burada dedi seni tanımıyorlar. Sen buraya gelmişsin, onları çekiyorsun. Hayırdır diyorlar. Gerçekten öyle. Az önce videoyu çekerken bir tanesi geldi. Dedi ne yapıyorsunuz burada ya? Arabaya binelim. Yine birkaç tane de arabadan bir hani geçerken sokaklardan bir görsel alırız. Bugünlük anlatacaklarım bu kadar. Araya yine dediğim gibi caddelerden, ara sokaklardan, yine ana caddeden, ki ana caddede bile maalesef böyle durumlar var. Ama burası Frank'in de bahsettiği gibi burası en büyüklerden, hani bu pazarın olduğu, marketin olduğu en büyüklerden ve zaten buranın içinde inanılmaz derecede hani ilk başta bedava başlayıp ondan sonra satışa dönen o hani insanları uyuşturucuya alışkın etme durumu maalesef mevcut. Video bu kadardı. Kendinize çok iyi bakın. Bir sonraki videolarda görüşmek üzere.